Do Christians really have to tithe? We are exploring 10 important reasons, and this is number 6. The temple system ended with Christ Jesus. In Matthew 27:51, it says, "At that moment the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook, the rocks split." If this curtain served a very big purpose, according to the design of the temple as it was, that no one would enter except the high priest to offer sacrifices, then it should be important to understand that the tearing of this curtain meant something great. And we know that this was so to allow us to enter, because Jesus entered on our behalf. So now we can come boldly. This is what actually it says in Hebrews chapter 4 verse 16. We can now come boldly to the throne of grace because Jesus has entered there once and for all to offer a one-time sacrifice for us sinners, so that whoever comes to God now must come through faith in Jesus Christ. So the tearing of the veil symbolized that access to God. We all remember the moment when Jesus talked about the new wine not being able to fit in old wineskins. This is a very important thing to actually look at and understand what he meant, because new wine stands for his ministry, his ministry of grace, the new covenant that he has come to mediate. And he says this new covenant, this ministry of grace cannot fit within the confines of the temple system. This new wine is boundless. It expands beyond the limits, beyond the walls of the temple. Now let's look at Hebrews 13 from verse 10. It says, "We have an altar from which the priests in the tabernacle have no right to eat." This is a very important verse. People who still serve the old system, the old covenant, they are still bringing sacrifices to the tabernacle, have no right to partake of the things of the Spirit, because the writers of Hebrews are saying, we have an altar. Our altar is the cross, the place of this final sacrifice, where we now run to. In fact, verse 11 says, under the old system, the high priest brought the blood of animals into the holy place as a sacrifice for sins, and the bodies of the animals were burned outside the camp. Verse 12 says, so also Jesus suffered and died outside the city gates to make his people holy by means of his own blood. So, brothers and sisters, let us go out to him. That's the altar. Let us go out to him. Let us run to him outside the camp and bear the disgrace he bore. For this world is not our permanent home. We are looking forward to a home yet to come. So we have an altar, a place where we run to, which is the cross, which is actually Jesus himself. And people who still serve the old covenant, people who still believe in the laws of Moses, and they are performing them as a means of, atonement for their sins, they have no right to come to this altar. Verse 15 says, therefore let us offer through Jesus a continual sacrifice of praise to God, proclaiming our allegiance to his name. And don't forget to do good and to share with those in need. These are the sacrifices that please God. Brothers and sisters, we are being called to help one another, to love one another, to worship and praise our God. And these are the things that please God, not the works of the law. So the temple system, including sacrifices, the priests, tithes, belonged to the old covenant. And like we said earlier in another video, Hebrews chapter 7 verse 12 removes tithing, because it says once the priesthood has changed, the law of priesthood must change to allow this change of priesthood. So the law of priesthood goes away with tithing. So, brothers and sisters, when the temple system ended spiritually, the financial system that supported it ended as well, and the Church of Jesus Christ was born. Now, my argument is that there's no way the church could have been running the same system as that of the temple. Thank you so much for watching. I will be excited to see you in the next part 7. God bless you.